Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you said to yourself, I'll get started tomorrow, or I'll do it when I feel like it? We've all been there, right? But let me tell you something powerful today. If you want success, you need to stop making excuses. Excuses are the silent killers of progress. They sound harmless at first, but they chip away at your dreams every time you give in to them. Every time you tell yourself that you're too tired, too busy, or just not in the mood, you're sabotaging your own future. The truth is, success doesn't wait for the perfect time or the perfect feeling. The only way to move forward, to create the life you desire, is to force yourself to work, no matter what. Discipline isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, one action at a time. You see, motivation is like a feeling. It comes and goes. But discipline is your anchor. Here's what you need to remember. You won't always feel like it, but that doesn't matter. The key is to show up anyway. Push through the discomfort. Work when it's hard. Work when it's inconvenient. Work when it feels like the world is against you. Because here's the truth. Excuses don't. They keep you in the same place, stuck in the same rut. But hard work, day in and day out, moves mountains. It creates new opportunities. It sharpens your skills, and it leads to results. You've got a vision, a goal, a dream. Don't let excuses rob you of it. The time is now. Do the work even when you don't feel like it. Your future self will thank you for it. It's not about waiting for the right time, but about showing up every single day and doing the work. Every excuse you make is a reason you're not achieving what you want. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what gets you through when the excitement fades. It's about doing the work even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Growth happens when you force yourself to act despite how you feel. Every step you take today is a step towards a better tomorrow. Don't wait, start now. They keep you stuck in mediocrity. Action is what moves you forward. The more effort you put in, the more chances you'll create for yourself. Take action even when you feel uninspired. The results will come later. If you truly care about your goals, you'll force yourself to work for them no matter how hard it gets. Success is not a stroke of luck or some magical moment that happens overnight. It's the direct result of consistent effort. Think about it. You don't wake up one day and suddenly have everything you want. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions that you take day in and day out that will add up to something extraordinary. The key to success isn't about working hard for a week or a month and hoping for the best. It's about showing up every single day, putting in the work even when you don't feel like it, and never quitting. Consistency doesn't look like bursts of energy followed by periods of inactivity. It looks like steadily showing up, staying disciplined, and pushing through challenges no matter how tough things get. The road to success is paved by daily actions. If you want to be successful, don't think about the end goal all the time. Think about the next step, the next task, the next opportunity to show your commitment to your vision. It's not the grand gestures that lead to lasting success, but the small, repeated actions that compound over time. What most people miss is that success doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens when you continue to press forward, even when you're tired, frustrated, or facing setbacks. It's in those moments when you choose to keep going that you build momentum. It's about choosing to take action, even when results aren't immediately visible. Because you understand that the work you're putting in today is shaping the future you're working toward. So if you want to succeed, focus on showing up every day. Focus on the process, not just the destination. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the right conditions. It comes to those who create the right conditions through consistent effort. Excuses are the silent killers of progress. They creep into our minds, convincing us that it's okay to put things off or take shortcuts. But let me tell you something, every time you give in to an excuse, you're making a decision to stay where you are. You're telling yourself that it's easier to remain in the comfort of your current situation than to push forward and grow. And that's the problem with excuses. They offer a temporary sense of relief, but they rob you of your potential. We've all been there, haven't we? It's easy to make excuses. We tell ourselves we don't have enough time, that we're too tired, that we'll start tomorrow. But each excuse weakens our resolve. It's a small justification that, over time, adds up to missed opportunities and untapped potential. What we don't realize is that every excuse we make today is a step away from where we want to be tomorrow. Excuses delay success, and the longer you let them control you, the longer it will take to reach your goals. Here's the truth. There is never a perfect time to start, and there is always something that could stand in your way. If you wait for the conditions to be ideal, you'll never take action. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle excuses. Successful people don't ignore them, they challenge them. They ask themselves, what's more important, this excuse or my dream? And every time they answer that question, they choose to move forward, even if it's hard. You see, excuses keep you stuck in a loop of procrastination. They lull you into a false sense of comfort, but they never deliver results. You can't blame your circumstances, your past, or your current situation. If you do, you're letting excuses control your life. You must take ownership of your actions, your choices, and your progress. Excuses may come, but you have the power to dismiss them and choose to act instead. Remember, success requires action. It requires doing what needs to be done, even when it's difficult. Every time you reject an excuse, you get closer to the success you're aiming for. Progress doesn't care about your reasons for not acting. It only cares about your willingness to keep moving forward despite the obstacle. So the next time you feel an excuse creeping in, recognize it for what it is, an obstacle on the path to your success, and decide to push through it. The enemy of progress is not the challenge in front of you, but the excuses that keep you from overcoming it. Motivation is a wonderful thing. It sparks excitement, fills you with energy, and gets you started on a new project or goal. But here's the reality. Motivation doesn't last. It's like a fire. It burns hot and bright, but over time it fades. If you rely on motivation alone to get you through the tough times, you're setting yourself up for failure, because when that motivation fades, what do? Do you quit? Do you wait for the next burst of inspiration to come around? Or do you keep going even when you don't feel like it? That's where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't rely on feelings. Discipline is the steady hand that keeps you moving forward when motivation has long since left the building. It's the habit of doing the things you need to do, not because you feel like it, but because you've committed to doing them. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when you're tired, what keeps you working when distractions pop up, what pushes you to finish what you started, even if the enthusiasm has worn off. Let's be honest, success doesn't come from a few bursts of energy or from doing something when you feel inspired. It comes from consistently showing up day after day, even when the conditions aren't perfect, even when the results aren't immediate, and even when you don't feel like it. You see, motivation will come and go. It's the roller coaster ride that leaves you high one moment and low the next. But discipline? Discipline is the train that keeps chugging along, whether it's uphill or downhill, whether you're in the mood or not. When you commit to discipline, you make success inevitable. You build momentum that doesn't depend on your emotions. You develop the ability to keep going, even when things get tough, even when it's not exciting anymore. Motivation can get you started, but only discipline will carry you to the finish line. It's the difference between being driven by a fleeting feeling and being powered by a strong, unshakable commitment to your goals. So don't wait for motivation to show up. Instead, build the discipline to keep going, regardless of how you feel. Because discipline will always beat motivation in the long run. It's the foundation of success, the thing that keeps you moving, even when you'd rather stop. And that's the key to achieving anything you want in life, doing what needs to be done day in and day out, no matter how you feel. The power of showing up cannot be underestimated. So often people think that success comes from grand gestures or big, bold moves. They think that to make a real impact, they need to do something extraordinary or take huge leaps. But the truth is, the greatest power lies in simply showing up. Day after day, consistently and without fail. The act of showing up is what sets the winners apart from the rest. Think about it. How many people start things, get excited, and then disappear when things get tough or when the initial excitement fades? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often as simple as this. The successful ones keep showing up, even when things aren't going well, even when they don't feel like it, even when they could come up with 100 excuses. They keep showing up. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't need to have all the answers, but what you do need is the willingness to show up, to put in the work, and to commit to your goals. When you show up, you're telling the world and yourself that you're serious about your success. You're telling the universe that you're ready for what's coming next, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. It's in those moments when you simply show up and do the work that the foundation for greatness is laid. Showing up is what builds momentum. It's the small actions repeated over time that lead to bigger results. You don't need to do everything at once. Just show up today, do what you can, and then show up again tomorrow, and again the day after that. Every time you show up, you're stacking one small victory on top of another, and eventually those small victories will turn into something significant. That's how progress works, one step at a time, one day at a time. But showing up isn't just about physical presence. It's about mental and emotional commitment. It's about bringing your full attention, your energy, and your focus to what you're doing, even when it feels like it's not making a difference. You may not see immediate results, but by continuing to show up, you're building the habits that will pay off in the long run. Over time, consistency compounds, and what seemed like small actions will turn into monumental achievements. So don't underestimate the power of just showing up. It's not always glamorous, it's not always exciting, but it's the secret to building the life you want. The road to success is paved with the simple act of showing up and doing the work, no matter how hard, no matter how long, and no matter how uncertain the outcome may seem. Just show up and trust that each day is taking you closer to where you want to be. Because when you show up, you give yourself the chance to succeed. And in the end, that's all it takes. Push through discomfort, because that is where growth happens. It's easy to sit in the comfort zone. It's easy to stay where it's familiar, where there's no challenge, no risk. But if you want to achieve something extraordinary, if you want to reach the level of success that most people only dream about, you need to understand one simple truth. Nothing worthwhile ever comes from staying comfortable. Discomfort is a signal that you are stretching beyond your limits, that you are pushing yourself into new territory. It's not a sign to stop, it's a sign to keep going. Growth doesn't live in the familiar. It lives in the spaces where things feel difficult, uncertain, and even a little bit scary. The discomfort you feel when you push yourself is a sign that you are on the right path. It means you're doing things that others won't do, and that's what sets you apart. Every time you face discomfort and choose to push through it, you are building resilience. You're developing the mental toughness that is required to succeed in any area of life. Success isn't about avoiding challenges or seeking an easy path. It's about facing the obstacles head on, dealing with the discomfort, and moving forward regardless of how you feel. Let me tell you this, if you want to be great, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your personal growth, discomfort is a part of the process. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to push through that discomfort. It's about doing what needs to be done even when it's hard. When you push through, you come out on the other side stronger, smarter, and more capable than before. The truth is, the discomfort will never go away completely. There will always be moments that challenge you, times when you feel like quitting, times when you doubt your ability to keep going. But those moments, they're the moments that define you. They're the moments when you decide to keep moving, to push harder, to face the discomfort head on and come out victorious. So don't shy away from discomfort. Welcome it, embrace it, use it as fuel to keep pushing forward, knowing that every step through the discomfort is one step closer to the person you want to become and the success you want to achieve. Every time you push through, you're building a foundation that will support your future. Discomfort doesn't break you, it shapes you. And when you push through it, you become unstoppable. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. Every choice you make, every step you take is a building block for your future. We all have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but here's the thing. Those dreams don't come to life on their own. It's the actions you take now that will shape who you become. If you're unwilling to put in the work today, don't be surprised if tomorrow doesn't look the way you want it to. The best part about working for your future self is that you don't always see the immediate benefits. There's no instant reward for doing the hard work today, but trust me when I say, it will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. That discipline you develop today, it will be the foundation of your success tomorrow. The habits you build, the sacrifices you make, the extra hours you put in, it all matters. It's all setting you up for something greater. Your future self will thank you for the tough choices you make now, the ones that challenge you, the ones that force you to step out of your comfort zone. The future version of you will look back and be grateful for the times you didn't give up, for the moments when you stayed committed, even when it felt like nothing was changing. The small efforts you put in today compound over time, and eventually they will show up in the life you've built. Here's the truth. You are the architect of your future. The future, you will look back on the present and either be grateful for the actions you took or regret the chances you didn't seize. You see, every decision you make today is a step toward the person you want to become. So make those decisions count. Make them with purpose. Make them with the knowledge that the sacrifices you make now are investments in a future that will thank you. Your future self won't be thinking about the struggles you faced. They'll be thinking about the victories you earned because you chose to put in the effort, even when it was hard. They'll look back at those tough moments and be proud that you didn't quit. They'll be thankful for the discipline you developed and the persistence you showed because that's what built the life you're living. The best part is your future self doesn't have to wait long to thank you. Every decision you make today starts to pay off almost immediately, and over time, the results will become clear. The future you will be a reflection of the choices you make right now. So take action today. Your future self will thank you more than you can imagine. Excuses trap you in the same place, keeping you stuck in a cycle of stagnation. They're the easy way out, the convenient story we tell ourselves when we don't want to face the hard truth that we're not where we want to be because we haven't done the work. Excuses feel comfortable, don't they? They allow you to justify inaction. They let you off the hook for not making progress. But let me tell you something, excuses are the chains that keep you locked in your current situation. When you make an excuse, you're essentially giving up your power. You're accepting that your current circumstances are beyond your control and that you're not responsible for creating the change you desire. But that's the biggest lie you can tell yourself. The truth is, you have the ability to change anything as long as you're willing to stop making excuses. Excuses are powerful in their ability to keep you where you are. They keep you from stepping outside your comfort zone and from doing the difficult work necessary for growth. And the longer you hold on to excuses, the longer you stay in the same place. Your dreams, your goals, they won't just magically come to life. They require action, they require courage, and they require the willingness to stop accepting excuses as reasons for not moving forward. Think about this. Every time you make an excuse, you're not just postponing action, you're actively pushing yourself further away from the life you want. You're setting a pattern that tells your mind it's okay to stay here, it's okay to stay comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of progress. If you want change, if you want growth, you have to break the cycle of excuses. You have to stop accepting them as your reality and start taking responsibility for your own success. You don't grow by staying where it's comfortable, by sticking to what's familiar. Growth happens when you decide that where you are right now is not where you're going to stay. Every excuse you make is a reason you're not moving closer to your goals. Every time you choose to avoid discomfort, you're choosing to remain in the same place. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your approach. You have to stop allowing excuses to be your shield and start using action as your weapon. The key to breaking free from this trap is simple. Take full responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. No one can do it for you. No one can give you the motivation or the discipline you need. That's your job. And the moment you stop relying on excuses and start focusing on what you can do, you'll find that the doors to progress will open. So ask yourself this. Are you ready to let go of the excuses and take control of your future? Because if you are, you'll stop being trapped in the same place. You'll start moving forward, step by step, toward the life you've always dreamed of. And once you break free from the grip of excuses, you'll be amazed at how quickly your world can change. Hard work creates opportunities. It's as simple as that. The idea that success is a matter of luck or timing is a misconception. Sure, timing is important, but luck is something you create through persistent effort. Hard work is the vehicle that drives you to where you want to go. The more effort you put into something, the more doors will open, the more opportunities will reveal themselves. The truth is, success doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you chose to do the work that others weren't willing to do. The opportunity isn't always right in front of you, and sometimes you have to create it. But the only way to create that opportunity is to show up every day, to put in the effort, to keep moving even when things get tough, and to be relentless in the pursuit of your goals. When you work hard, you're not just waiting for luck to strike. You're building a foundation for success, one action at a time. People often wonder, where are the opportunities? How can I get ahead? But they don't realize that opportunities are already around them. They're just waiting to be earned. And the way to earn them is through hard work. When you put in the time, when you push through the setbacks, when you make the sacrifices that others won't make, you start to separate yourself from the crowd. You're not waiting for the perfect moment. You're creating that moment through your action. The beauty of hard work is that it doesn't just create opportunities, it positions you to recognize and seize them when they come. When you've been working at something for a long time, you build the skill, the knowledge, and the confidence to take advantage of the opportunities that appear in your path. But if you're not working, if you're not developing your abilities and strengthening your character, those opportunities will pass you by. and you won't even notice them. Hard work is also the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what you have or don't have. What matters is how hard you're willing to work. Because effort over time compounds. The small, consistent actions you take today will yield results tomorrow, and those results will lead to even more opportunities. So when people talk about luck, remind them that hard work is the real source of opportunity. It's through your consistent effort, your commitment to doing the work no one else wants to do, that you make your own luck. The more effort you put into your craft, the more you position yourself for success. And when the opportunities come, you'll be ready to take full advantage of them, knowing that your hard work has earned you the right to do so. Ultimately, the formula is simple. Work hard, stay focused, and keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. The opportunities will come, and they'll come because you earned them. Hard work is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. So roll up your sleeves, put in the effort, and watch how your hard work starts creating the opportunities that will change your life. Don't rely on inspiration, because inspiration is fleeting. It's like a gust of wind, here one moment and gone the next. Waiting for inspiration to strike is a sure way to end up stuck in the same place, because the truth is, inspiration is not what gets you to where you want to go. It's discipline, consistency, and commitment that move you forward. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you can't just wait for those moments of brilliance to come. The reality is, success doesn't come to those who wait for the right feeling or for the perfect conditions. Success comes to those who make the decision to act, whether or not they feel inspired. When you rely on inspiration, you're placing your success in the hands of something you can't control. But when you rely on discipline and effort, you take control of your own destiny. There are days when you won't feel like working, when the passion is gone, when the excitement has faded. That's when most people give up. They tell themselves, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'm not feeling it today." But the people who succeed are the ones who keep working even when they don't feel like it. They do the work because they know it needs to be done, and they understand that inspiration doesn't always show up when you need it. In those moments, they rely on their routines, their habits, and their commitment to their goals. Think about it. How many times have you waited for the perfect moment or for that spark of motivation to push you into action, only to realize that the perfect moment never comes? You could be waiting forever. That's why successful people don't wait for inspiration. They take action, whether they feel like it or not. They do the hard things day in and day out because they know that it's the consistent effort, not the occasional bursts of inspiration, that lead to lasting success. What's important is showing up every day. It's about building a habit of doing the right things, whether you're in the mood or not. Inspiration may come, but it's discipline that keeps you going. The more you show up, the more you build momentum, and eventually the results will follow. The bottom line is this: if you rely solely on inspiration to fuel your efforts, you're always going to be at the mercy of how you feel in the moment. But if you decide to act no matter what and create the habits and routines that support your success, you'll find that inspiration often follows action. By doing the work, you set the stage for inspiration to come, but it's the work that moves you forward. So stop waiting for motivation. Start doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Make the decision to take action day after day, and before long, you'll realize that inspiration was never the real key. It was your commitment to the process all along. Your dreams deserve your effort because they represent something far greater than just a fleeting wish or a distant thought. They represent the life you're capable of building. Too many people have dreams, but they fail to give them the effort they truly deserve. They think that dreams will just happen if they wish hard enough or if they get lucky. But let me tell you this: dreams don't work unless you do. Think about it. Every dream you have is a seed. And like any seed, it requires care, attention, and work to grow. You can't expect a garden to flourish if you never water it, never tend to the soil, and never remove the weeds. The same goes for your dreams. They need your consistent effort. If you want your dreams to come true, you need to get serious about putting in the work day in and day out. Your dreams are worth more than just daydreams. They are the blueprint for the life you want to create. But here's the catch. Dreams, no matter how beautiful, can't become a reality without effort. You can't expect to live the life you envision by sitting back and hoping things will change on their own. Your dreams are asking for your commitment, your sacrifice, and your hard work. They're asking you to show up every day and put in the effort necessary to make them real. You need to realize something fundamental. The world will not hand you your dreams on a silver platter. The opportunities, the resources, and the circumstances may not always line up perfectly, but that's no excuse to quit. Every challenge, every obstacle is part of the journey toward achieving your dreams, and it's through the effort you put in that you'll begin to see them take shape. It's through your persistence, your willingness to push through the tough times, and your commitment to doing what needs to be done that you'll turn your dreams into something tangible. Think about this. When you don't put in the effort to pursue your dreams, you're essentially telling yourself that those dreams aren't important enough to you. You're denying yourself the opportunity to live the life you truly desire. But when you decide to work for them, when you choose to give them the effort they deserve, you are saying, I believe in this vision and I am willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So stop waiting for the perfect moment, for the stars to align, or for motivation to show up. Your dreams deserve more than that. They deserve your effort, your discipline, and your unwavering determination. When you put in the work, you don't just move closer to your goals. You prove to yourself that your dreams are worth fighting for. And that's what makes them possible. When you give your dreams the effort they deserve, they will no longer be just dreams. They will become your reality.